things just don't seem the same anymore, do they? We're growing up, things change. We no longer find joy in the things that we used to, and finding something to replace that is just ever so difficult. Sometimes feeling like just it's not possible, especially when you don't have anyone to share that with, because the older you get, the more time you spend on your plans, your thoughts with, well, just yourself. You've tried looking for different things. You've looked for things to try and replicate that feeling, but nothing ever comes close. The things you find, they're alright. They tend to do the job there and then, but nothing can recreate that nostalgic feeling you once had. You've learned not to share as much because you find that people either don't care or they don't want to see you do well because it makes them feel better about themselves. So all in all, you just kind of shut yourself off and everything just feels different. Because when we were younger, the world was just such a different place. Each and every single day just felt like an adventure, full of endless possibilities. Quite literally, the smallest of things could bring us joy. Whether that was running through a puddle and annoying our mum, finding a cool looking tree branch, or simply watching, the clouds drift by in the sky. Anything could just make us and be in awe. Life was different. But as we get older, things, they change, and the world feels a lot heavier. Life begins to feel more complicated, and a lot of things turn, grey. All those carefree moments of childhood just slip away, and they're replaced with all these burdens, expectations, responsibilities, and just the demand of growing up. We find ourselves just searching for this magic we once felt. There's moments of just pure joy that used to come to us so easily, but in reality they all just kind of feel like a distant memory now, kind of like something that belonged to a different version of ourselves. And often, in our pursuit of these feelings, in our pursuit of these memories, trying to recreate all of these things that made us feel so alive, but no matter how much we try, it always just feels the same. It never feels like it did before. It just feels so dull in comparison. And in turn, it kind of makes us feel disconnected, kind of making us wonder, what happened. However, just because life changes, because we are forced to grow up, it doesn't mean we can't find joy in things. It doesn't mean we can still feel alive when we do certain things. We can still very much enjoy beautiful moments. We just have to look elsewhere. And we have to look a little differently than we used to. Because, we're older now. We're cynical and we're not as easily entertained. So I really do believe that we can find that connection once again. But on one condition. You don't actually try to recreate whatever it is that you did in your childhood, because that will never work again. It worked back then because of what life was. So you need to focus on reclaiming the ability to experience life at its fullest again. And that all begins with mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present, of experiencing each moment without judgment or distraction. When we take the time to truly feel, to be aware of the world around us, we can rediscover the simple pleasures that once brought us so much joy. Through the process of growing up, it allows us to enjoy things differently, because when you're a kid you can enjoy this and that and the other. We don't have to be young to enjoy life, and when I say young I mean really young. I know I'm not exactly old myself, but you know what I'm saying. In fact, we can enjoy and we can feel a deep connection in different things, and I believe that in adulthood, small moments and the small things matter that much more. The feel of fresh bedding after you get it all changed, the sensation of getting a hug from someone you love, or the joy of just creating something out of completely nothing. That's a hobby or a work, but just that process of creation, that accomplishment feels different when you know what it took. And because of all that, it's good just to let go of the pressures to always having to, be right, be productive, have it all figured out, because sometimes the most profound and joyful moments are going to come from literally just being, and that's it. So how do we fix all this? Well, a good start would be to being a little bit kinder to yourself, by allowing yourself and giving yourself space to truly feel, which will probably also mean you're going to have to look at your schedule a little bit, because obviously I know that people are busy, but you need those quiet moments, you need those moments of peace. There's moments where you can do nothing but just think. Maybe not even think, just exist. You also need to give yourself permission to be present in the moment in order to embrace all the imperfections that come with it. let's say you're on the way to work and you don't make it past the red light. Well, so what? Now that just means you get to enjoy 2 to 3 more minutes of your favourite playlist. Why would you be driving not listening to your favourite music anyway? So instead of looking at it as in like, oh, I didn't make it through, think of it as you just get a little stop, a little break, just to listen in. Obviously still watch where you're going, but why focus on the negative? Why focus on that? Find the beauty in the simplest of things. Just laying on your bed with your headphones on, listening to music, sitting on a bench somewhere, just watching the sunset, romanticising, going on a walk on your own, thinking about whatever it is that you want to think about. Life is beautiful, man, and those beautiful moments and things are everywhere. We just have to put the effort in order to find them. Because joy isn't something you chase, it's something that's already always there. You just have to create it yourself. So embrace these moments and find the joy in the now.